distinguished guest. Who is Joshua Wolsch? I get asked this question every single day. Seriously, my wife asks me every single day, who are you? Which Josh am I going to get today? You see, she actually has a valid point. I was born May 25th, 1973. Two important things about being born on May 25th, 1973. First off, being born on May 25th makes me a Gemini, also known as the twins, or as my wife likes to say, the twin personalities. For those of you in the audience who are also Geminis, or who have the great fortune or misfortune of being married or dating a Gemini, I think you understand now why my wife asked me this question. She never knows which Josh she's going to get in the morning. Is it going to be Dr. Jekyll? Is it going to be Mr. Hyde? But I tell her it keeps the marriage interesting. It keeps it alive. Sometimes she doesn't find it too funny. The other important thing about being born May 25th, 1973 is that I have a very important birthday coming up in 5 days. Yes, for you math geniuses out there, I will be turning 30 again. Actually, I'm going to be turning 40, and I'm okay with that. As you approach these milestones in your life, it gives you time to reflect on really what's important. And one of the great constants in my life has been my long-standing friendship with my high school buddies. 60 days ago, 5 of my closest friends and me took a ski trip to Breckenridge, Colorado. If you've never been to Breckenridge, I highly recommend going. It is a majestic little ski town. And we had a wonderful time skiing the freshly fallen powder during the day. And at night, we would hang out at the local pubs and we would eat at some of the finest restaurants. But the greatest times that I had during that trip were the times that we spent at the very top of the mountain. At the peak of the mountain, there was a big lodge up there. And it had this beautiful, expansive deck. And we would go out there periodically and have a couple beers, and we would talk about life in general, our current lives, and reminisce about the good old high school days. But more importantly, we would talk about the future and the dreams that we're still living. I'm also very close to my family, my immediate family. I have 2 brothers and I have a single sister. They all still live in Ohio, which is where I'm from. I lived there for 30 years. And we try to get together a couple times a year. In fact, we all still vacation together at a place called Sunset Beach in North Carolina. And one of the things that's helped my family and friends bond over the years is the game of golf. We love playing golf, and we've all been playing for many, many years. And golf is one of those sports that brings you together. For one, you're on the course for 4 or 5 hours. And you're going through these beautiful golf courses. So whether you're playing a course on the lake, or if you're playing through the farmlands of Ohio, or if you're playing on an ocean course, the scenery in golf is absolutely beautiful. But the time that you spend with your friends and family, the time that I spend with my father on a golf course for 4 or 5 hours is really, really valuable to me. For the past 30 years, my family's been taking a trip to a little place called Sunset Beach. And it's not just a normal trip, it's actually like a family reunion, because there's over 50 of us that go since we've been going for so long. So it's my brothers and sisters and cousins and nieces and nephews and uncles and friends of friends and people that we've just met over the years. And every day the guys are up. There's about 20 of us. We go golfing, 7:30 in the morning. And we meet up with the wives in the afternoon at the beach, where we'll play beach volleyball or bocce ball and have a couple cocktails. At the end of the day, we'll retreat back to somebody's deck. The homes all sit on the ocean. It's a really small island. So we'll go back to somebody's deck and we'll grill out. We'll have some burgers, maybe some hot dogs, maybe some fresh caught shrimp. And we'll crack open a Corona or 2 or 3, which happens to be my favorite beer, but don't forget the lime. And really just enjoy life, what life is really about. I met my wife 14 years ago. She's actually been taking this trip with us for 10 years to Sunset Beach. But we actually met 14 years ago when she was in California and I was in Ohio. So the first time we met, we hit it off. It was fantastic. But we were at different points in our lives. So the relationship really wasn't meant to be. A couple years later, I happened to be in California on business and we decided to hook up again. And this time we decided to make the relationship work. But she was still living in California, and I was still living in Ohio. So I put on my best sales shoes, and I convinced her to move from California to Cleveland, Ohio. Now, taking a California girl that lived on the beach, Huntington Beach. If you've ever been to Huntington Beach, it's probably one of the nicest places in the United States. And moving her to Cleveland, Ohio,